Thank you very much. And now we have just one more speaker who just flew in today. He is here to talk about the solar eclipse. Please welcome Peter Salazar.
Every person in this room should do their best sometime in your lifetime to see a total solar eclipse. It's a truly cosmic alignment, an experience that you have that goes well beyond our space here. It is a genuine alignment of the sun, the moon, the earth, and you. Because you have to go to one of these if you want to experience a total solar eclipse. Many of you have seen partials. There was a really cool one here about 2 years ago. A partial is interesting. A total is everything. And the way that they happen, the geometry, the kind of the science of it is pretty damn cool. What's going to happen is you have to go to where the moon's shadow is going to land on the earth. If you stay in San Francisco, you'll never see one in your lifetime. You have to go. So you just don't go, though, because it's a cool science experiment. You go because it's a visceral, life sensory experience. You start out on a warm day, the sun is shining, it's a beautiful warm afternoon, and in an imperceptible way, the eclipse begins. You won't even know it's even starting if you don't have a telescope and a solar filter. But if you do, you'll go, okay, first contact, it's begun, and for the next 75 minutes, there's this incredibly gradual change. And for the first 20 or 30 minutes, when these partial phases of the sun, of the eclipse are happening, you won't even notice it. It's very, very subtle. There may be a few things you would notice. One of the cooler things you can look for, actually, when this part of the eclipse is happening is to look down, not up. Because the shadows that normally cast, for example, through leaves on a tree, little round circles, those are focused suns. So when there's an eclipse going on, you see the focused eclipsed sun. It's really freaking cool. So now the sky will slowly, gradually begin to change. And you might even start to notice the air is cooling just a touch. And you'll notice that the coloration of the horizon, the coloration of your space, begins to change as more and more of the sun is getting covered. That light begins to feel a little bit more like dusk. There'll be changes in the sky. And one of the cool things that happens well before you get to totality is that you can already begin to look up and see planets. And what's happening out in space is the shadow of the moon from 240,000 miles away casting down on the Earth, moving at 1,000 miles an hour across the surface of the Earth. And if you did your homework and you got to the right spot, you're waiting for the moon's shadow to take over your space. That's what's about to happen. So now, as it's getting dimmer, you do notice a cooling. You do notice that there are now planets up in the sky starting to show. The disk of the sun is getting smaller and smaller. When it turns into this crescent, there's remarkable energy. I've gone to 3 eclipses with lots of people around at beaches and in mountains, and it's great. People are getting excited and they're getting fired up. And now, as you're reaching these last phases, literally seconds before you're at totality, what you're seeing are the tiny pinpricks of the photosphere of the sun, of the last wisps of sunlight shining through craters and valleys on the moon. And suddenly someone says, "Diamond ring!" Because what you're looking up at, literally at that last instant, it's a beautiful thing. It's this gem in the sky. It's natural. It's up there. And you're seeing the last speck of sunlight. And then it's gone. And now you're in totality. Totality is an experience you can only have if you go to the place where the moon's shadow is going to come, and you're in the right place at the right time, and now you can see the corona, the outer wispy atmosphere of the sun, only can be seen when you're at a total eclipse. And the people around you are like, yeah, this is fucking cool. Like, I see the sun, but it's not there. It's a black spot in the sky, and the corona is out around there. The people cry, and they get excited, and there's just this remarkable energy. You look around you in every direction, and all you see is the sunset sky. It's like a 360-degree sunset. Why? Because you're standing in the shadow of the moon, and the sun is still shining 20 or 30 miles away. Isn't that cool? So what you have to do is find a way on August 21st, 2017, if you want to stay in North America and go to this band, because if you do, I assure you that for 2 minutes and 40 seconds, you will not forget what happened. Thank you.